have an amazing guest today. Super funny comedian from Chicago. Lives in LA now, or you're Chicago still? Right?
Chicago still.
Guys, give it up for Kristen Toomey, everybody.
Hello. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, you're the best for doing it. You said you know we do paranormal and we do UFO stuff on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that the other co-host isn't here, but you kind of caught a break because he might have coughed up ranch on you. You have no idea what's going to happen.
What?
I'm kidding.
Ranch is kind of scary.
He's kind of a mess. He would have been, I don't know if you ever met Dan before, but
I have briefly.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends, but he is an absolute maniac. And we met, but we miss him. And you just got to New York. You're here
today
for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm here. My special comes out tomorrow.
This will come out on Thursday.
Okay, so it'll be out. It's called Shriller.
Shriller?
Yes.
Does it play on Thriller?
Yeah.
Do you have like Michael Jackson themed art for the album?
No, I wish. I think Tom Segura kind of did that already.
Oh, did he?
He had a album cover where he was like doing the Michael Jackson, so I couldn't do that. But it's just like women's voices are shrill, so it's just shriller.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And is it coming out? What's it coming out on your YouTube or on something else?
Comedy Dynamics. So it'll be on Apple TV, Video Prime, and all that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. And everybody can find you on where should they go to find you, like Instagram wise?
Instagram,
yeah,
at Kristen Toomey on Instagram.
I love your bits. I love your comedy.
Thank you so much.
I wrote you a message because how funny I think you are.
Yeah, that was I'm a big fan of yours, and so that meant a lot.
Oh, thank you very much.
I always look up to you, New York guys. So it's nice to get a little validation.
And then you get here, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?"
I'm just like, "How are you guys doing this?" Every time I come here, I'm like, "How are you guys living like this?" I don't have it in me. At 43, I think it's a younger person's game.
Yeah, that's why I'm almost dead.
Dude.
That's why,
how long have you lived here?
I'm from Long Island. I'm from where Queens meets Long Island. So I've been in the city in various boroughs for the past 20 years.
That's brutal, man.
So yeah,
I don't know how people do that.
I started comedy in 2006.
If you aren't loaded in this city, I don't know how you're doing it.
You mean drunk all the time? Or you mean money?
Either one. Yeah. I guess if you don't have the money, you better be drunk.
Can't cancel each other out.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, that's, what it is like, I thought about that myself. And the reason being is, there's so many things I don't do because I'm constantly doing comedy in the city, and because you're kind of broke, you're kind of away a lot for road stuff. And then when you're here, you're doing spots. So all the stuff that the city has to offer, if you had money, is like over your head. Like it's not
you're
like I'm going out to
trench.
Yeah, I'm not going out to hot spots, and I'm also I'm older. I don't give a shit about that stuff.
Have you been to like the MoMA and stuff?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You've done that.
But a lot of New Yorkers. I don't know if people know about this. People born and bred here, a lot of us have never been to the Statue of Liberty. That's a big thing. Where it's like, everybody comes here and people go on the school trips. We just never, I just never went.
That's like the top of the Sears Tower in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's like we only have to go like if your field trip takes
you
there, but nobody gives a shit.
It's like the hackiest thing you can do in the city.
Nobody gives a shit. The Bean, I've never touched the Bean.
Oh yeah, the Bean.
I'm only touching my Bean, and that's not even enough.
Well, I told you what the podcast was. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
And the first question we always ask guests is, have you had any UFO or paranormal experience in your life? And you kind of gave me like an affirmative before when I like pre-asked you.
Yeah, because I'm going to sound nuts, but maybe not to your listeners.
You don't even know what we dealt with. Ask Ian. These guys know so much shit that's
okay, but
shit crazy.
I feel like I see them all the time. Like all the time.
Okay, so there is a thing so I don't know how much you know about the world of UFOs.
Just the world?
There's the people.
Not much.
But not the world in general, the UFO world. But like there's a thing where people who are tuned into these things have multiple incursions of it. Like so
I'll tell you what I see. I don't know much about it. I don't really look into it. And maybe my lack of interest in it as needing it to be one way or the other is probably why I see them all the time. Because I don't really I feel like here's what I think.
Okay.
I think I have a purpose in life. I'm pursuing that, and whatever this is, it has nothing to do with it.
Are you like a manifester?
Well,
do you manifest?
You mean like human design?
Yeah.
I'm technically a reflector. I took that test, but
okay.
This is what I see.
Yeah.
I'll see like a little tic tac thing all the time, and it's about a half a second, and then it's gone. And I've seen them all over the country. I'm serious. You couldn't take a picture of it. It barely registers in your brain, and it's just a quick glimpse.
And you've had multiple times that you've seen them.
Multiple. I've seen them in airplanes. I've seen them on the ground. I see them a lot in this city, actually. I feel like this is a big area for it. I don't know that it's aliens. I don't know if it's some kind of tech. I don't know what it is, but it's a little like...
what does it look like? Like
the bean.
Composite.
Like the bean from Chicago. Dude, for real.
It's like Tic Tac shaped.
Yeah. And it's a little...
Does it have anything coming off of it?
No.
Nothing coming off of it?
No.
And hold on. So you've seen these at different altitudes? Like you've been up in a plane, you've seen it. Yeah. You've seen one, you haven't seen one on the ground. You're standing on the ground and you've seen one
Correct.
in the sky.
Yeah.
And you've seen the ones in New York City before.
Yeah.
And if you had to ballpark it, how many times have you seen a Tic Tac? Like you don't have to be exact.
17
times. Yeah. But you'll see it in a glimpse.
Yeah.
So but I have a theory about this.
See, you're the only person I'm really talking to about it because no one gives a shit.
I know. I think that people just we care
no one
a
cares.
lot. Like this is big. So as you can see right here, this is you're going to see this is they call this a FLIR camera. It's picking up the heat off these objects. So this is the FLIR image of a Tic Tac, what you're talking about. And the reason why I know this is legit what you're saying is that I don't think you know about the David Fravor thing from 2004, right?
I don't know who that is.
This is why this is great, Ian, because we talk about the Tic Tac all the time on the podcast. Tic Tacs are known. There's a famous 2004 U.S. military incursion where David Fravor, who was like
the pilot or whatever?
Yeah, the pilot. Yeah.
Okay, so I have heard of that, but I don't know his name and I don't get into this stuff. I just know I've seen those.
But you see them like blips because they go so fast.
You can't possibly get your phone out. Nothing.
Right.
It's literally like there's no possible way to.
So the Tic Tac,
it's just there and then it's not.
The David Fravor Tic Tac story is one of the most believable, backed up UFO.
To the point where I thought for a while, now I was, also on drugs, but I thought maybe I was an alien or something like that. And people have said that to me before. No, I'm serious.
Oh,
because my mom has a very suspicious birth. In 1951, she was a black market adoption.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so
and I was
maybe...
like, what am I in one of those hybrids or something?
Maybe
what if I get captured after this? I've never talked about this publicly.
What if you're opening up yourself?
Oh, no, I'm going to have a panic attack.
For them to come back and get you. What if you're...
Fuck you.
Like Star-Lord.
I'm not going. They know already. I tell them all the time.
You got to tell them, my special comes out tomorrow. I can't leave Earth.
I'm busy.
I'm not going to start a new comedy scene on a different planet.
Yeah, I'm busy. And I do think that whether I am or it is or whatever, it has nothing to do with what I want to do.
No, right. So that's why you don't care that much.
Right.
But here's the thing: there's like right now, it's a very, very popular thing in the public eye, and like there's all sorts of congressional hearings that have been happening.
I heard
and they have all these secret backdoor, not backdoor meetings. They're called SCIFs, where they're top secret. Like they're under a lot of scrutiny, and only certain people can have the info about these technologies. But the 2004. David Fravor is one of these guys who testified at one of these congressional hearings, and he gave his whole story about what happened, and he's a really, really sober, believable source. Yeah. The newest theory about these Tic Tacs, we had a journalist named Ross Coulthard on the podcast. He's like one of the biggest names involved in this. He's an Australian journalist who's legitimate. Like he's on their 60 Minutes. Like he's not like a crackpot. And he says, it's on high authority that the Tic Tacs are made by Earth-based like Lockheed Martin and not Grumman, but like Grumman type companies.
What's that?
Like these companies that work in tandem with the military to do military-based technologies
for our country,
for themselves, because they have carte blanche to do whatever they want, and they are like subsidized by the government. So, and it's not. This is completely for real. Like the government works with them to work on stuff that the government needs, say like an F-22 or like certain types of bombs or whatever it is, right? And then what they're doing is they're just taking, I think, getting part of this cash or their own cash, and they are running with it and then developing possibly either the Tic Tac or something similar to the Tic Tac.
I would say, I mean, I don't know why I've seen so many. I think I just am also, like, if you talk to people that know me, I'm very observant.
Okay.
Like, I'll get in your car and I'll be like I'll observe minutia things about your settings or whatever that's not right.
Okay.
You know, like, just I'm very observant.
So you're constantly picking up on things. Yeah.
You know, I'm traumatized.
Yeah. So, I'm on the defense 24 hours a day.
I'm on a swivel,
you're
bro. I'm
get,
jumpy. I'm ready to go.
You're waiting to get kidnapped all the time.
Yeah.
But if it's aliens or not, even it's a human trafficked or aliens. But let me ask you this:
I think I've aged out of human trafficking. Thank God.
You never know.
Not a worker.
When you. You
wouldn't get anything out of me. I'd be complaining. I'm like, it's hot. What is this? I'm like, send the Tic Tac. Beam me up now. I'm ready.
You wouldn't get human traffic because you're lazy. They'd send you back.
They know. They could just smell it on me. I'm not a worker. And yeah.
They're like, hey, you gotta do the thing. And she's like, come on.
Yeah. No.
No.
You just kill me. Just kill me.
That's so funny. They just get you in a van. They take you back in a van blindfolded and just drop you off on Fifth Avenue.
They're apologizing to me. They're like, please shut up. I'm sorry.
We get it.
We get it.
This is the first time we returned somebody.
Yeah.
So the other question I wanted to ask you is,
and I'm like, I would like to speak to your supervisor because
you become a human trafficking Karen.
Yeah. I'm like, these conditions are terrible. These girls need water. It's hot.
HR department, please.
Yeah.
Human traffic, HTR department, human trafficking resource.
No, and I follow them. I'm like, I'm going back with you.
We gotta clean that place up.
Yeah.
The Tic Tac is the only shape that you've seen in the 17 events?
Yeah, it's just literally, there's really nothing to it. I mean, other than the fact that it's something I don't know what it is. But there's so much that I don't understand anyway. But
they're
on
going,
a long list.
Let me ask you this. You've seen so many. One of the theories is that it couldn't have been us because it's so fast you couldn't have put anybody in there.
It is. There's nothing in it. If there is,
it's like high tech.
There's
drone.
not a human in
high tech drone
or a humanoid type being in it. There's no way. It's more like a drone,
right? Which
I see a lot of drones too.
Right. So I think what it is that you're on. Like I said before, I think there's a frequency for people who are able to see these things.
Yeah, I'm fucked up. I knew that.
No.
Like I'm on a different frequency for sure. That's the nicest way anybody's ever put it, though.
No, but it's whenever people see these things, they see multiple. Like I was going to do a UFO podcast a couple years ago, and I interviewed my cousin. My cousin Timmy had like 3 different events where he said there was a thing above his house and he described the whole story. And I don't know what else it could be. He's like, it wasn't a plane, it wasn't this, and it was just like basically shaking his house, and it was like the light just covered his house and the house next to him. And he said he was about to go outside to see what it was, and he was like, something told him in his gut, like, don't go check it out.
Yeah.
And then he said he like interacted with one on the back of a cruise ship. There was a giant bright, like sun bright light that was turning off and on, and then they were just in the darkness, and his phone went off by accident, and the thing blinked when the camera light blinked on his phone. Mm-hmm. So, and he had one more that I forgot about. But whenever people have these stories, they have multiple stories. So that's I believe this 1,000%.
Yeah, I've had a lot of weird things happen where, I just honestly, I think people. I don't know. I think people kind of assume I've got some kind of mystical. I'm a kind of mystical kind of person anyway, and like.
Is this just naturally, or are you like you like delve into those kind of practice? Like, are you a tarot person?
I did that like in 2015 horoscope? When everybody was starting to do that. I was like, oh, and then I had a really scary experience with that. Like going down that YouTube wormhole of like
the videos, about
something like really mystical and scary happened.
What happened? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I could tell you. It sounds crazy.
No, this is what the podcast is.
This is right before I got divorced. I was doing a lot of furniture in my garage, smoking a lot of weed and like redoing furniture, just sanding out of anger.
Just became Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, he did that. He became like a cobbler or something.
Oh yeah, I was cobbling. And I was listening to these meditations on YouTube, you know, the people binaural beats and all that shit.
Sure.
And then the stuff started to get weirder, you know, that I was listening to. And I felt like they were like putting weirder shit in there. Anyway, it was this.
These are all on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Just regular YouTube.
Yeah.
And there was some. It was called Jacob's Ladder was the thing. And it was taking me up like some like you're supposed to release this and release this emotion, okay? And you're supposed to try and get to like the purest state. Well, I was doing it in my car in the driveway because I would sit in the driveway for hours listening to this shit.
Okay. So you're like basically meditating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did this like releasing all these emotions, negative emotions. And then when I finally did that, it felt like I saw like this mist coming. It was like some dragon. You had to slay this dragon, whatever. This mist came around. And then all of a sudden, it felt like something was sucking the life out of me. Like almost like a Dementor in Harry Potter. Like seriously, like I thought I was dying.
Like a negative feeling.
Oh yeah. Like it was sucking the life out of me.
Oh my God.
And I screamed, Jesus, opened the door, fell out of my car. And then I got up and there was like this shadowy figure and it said, that's enough.
This is in your garage?
Now I'm outside in the driveway. Nothing is really there, but I see this shadowy figure says, that's enough. I'm shaking. I go in the house. Now my mom, who's always been kind of like witchy, she had ordered me this black magical mirror from England. And I ran in the house. I screamed into it, no, and then broke it.
What compelled you to do that?
I have no idea. I felt like I opened something. And so I broke it. Then, dude, the fucking lightning started outside. Lightning started.
Shut up.
Dude, I'm serious.
I believe you.
My little son, at that time he must have been 9.
Okay.
Or 8. He comes down the stairs and he goes, I saw a ghost. And I said, what? This is right after this. And I'm fucking freaking out. He goes, I saw a ghost. I said, what? He goes, something crawled on the ground and said Ava, which is my daughter's name.
What the fuck?
And I said, it's okay, honey. It's okay. And he was like crying. And I'm like, it's okay.
And Ava was older or younger?
Older.
Older.
And she's in bed. She wasn't awake. I said, it's okay. It's okay. I said, go get in our bed. Go get in our bed. And then I honestly, my life since that night has completely changed. And I went through.
How long ago was that?
That was in 2017.
Okay. And by change,
then I got divorced shortly after that.
Okay.
I then went through like psychosis. I mean, it was pretty much psychosis. I don't know. I had to get sober and all this stuff. But that night was like the starting point of this whole rearrangement of my life. And I don't know what the hell that video was, but I do tell people when they're getting into that mystical YouTube, you got to be careful because it's some kind of spell or something that I don't know what the fuck, some kind of brainwashing.
Were they telling you to say words back? Were you like doing a chant?
Like a mantra?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I think it was just internal. I think it was just like release like envy, release all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then right when I felt like I got to like this pure state, that happened. And it was terrifying.
And you felt like something was being sucked out.
Like a Dementor, dude. Like my life's force was being sucked out of me.
And then you got knocked out of the car, or you ran out of the car.
Ran out of the car.
And with the shadowy figure, you couldn't tell a shape or anything.
It was like a man.
And you've heard a voice said that's enough.
A voice say that's enough.
Meaning that's enough of you doing this stuff.
No, that's enough of like for them to leave me alone. Like stop doing that.
Oh my God.
I know.
And
like he was controlling that or was in charge of them.
And
But
you,
he wasn't a real man. It was just a shadow.
when you were out on the driveway seeing the figure, did you have your bearings of where you were? Like, did you think you
I
were?
knew I was in my driveway, but I was like running for my life. It
you
was
knew-
like someone was fucking. It was like someone was choking me, but worse because it was like coming out of everywhere.
And it wasn't that type of thing where you're like, because I got so into the meditation, I started having a lucid dream or anything like that.
It could have been. I mean, it could have been something psychological. I don't know, but it was fucking. I mean, it was as real as I'm sitting here, and it was to me at that time, and it was the worst experience I've ever had in my life.
Well, that's what they say. It's like they say, that's why I asked about the manifesting thing before, because it's like there's all sorts of theories. Because even when you said, "Oh, I'm a reflector," I'm not even sure what that is. I just know about like
I don't really follow that. That's
Yeah.
just what my friend was going through the human design thing, and she had me take the test, and it said I was a reflector.
okay.
But
Because there's a
I don't look into that.
Because I had one instance where like when I hit my old manager used to have me write down 5 things I want to get, and I don't and this is such a coincidence. I think it was just more coincidence, but I wrote down get past the certain club, get past the comedy cellar, whatever it was, and I wrote that down, and then I was like, I just wrote it down because I was like, I had no connection to the club itself.
Yeah.
And a month later, I was working, and I was like,
I've had things like that.
yeah, it's like one of those things where I'm like, that's so random that I'm like, all right, I kind of buy into that kind of thing. But there's I just saw a video online. That's the reason I asked about how. See, look, see what it says here. AI is telling us what manifestation is.
Yeah.
It's at its core, it's the process of bringing something from an idea or desire into physical reality.
Yeah.
It involves using thoughts, beliefs, and actions to shape your desired outcomes. So I am, the more I get into this stuff.
Down, I think
Yeah.
I heard it makes it 42% more likely or something because you're programming your subconscious mind. And the thing is like your mind is so much more powerful than you realize.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, we deal a lot with consciousness on the show.
Yeah.
And we really talk about the I don't know if you did you partake in the telepathy tapes, the podcast?
No.
I think you would really dig it. It's insane what they're positing is so fantastical, but the more you listen to it, you're like, I buy into it.
I've had telepathic moments, definitely. You know,
I think you're just on that. I really do think you're on that. I think it is a wavelength. I don't think it's just
Yeah.
you're like, I'm crazy. I'm like, I don't think it's that at all.
No.
I think you're just on that wavelength.
Yeah, and I think also,
Now,
you know, I have a strong faith in God, and so I feel like that a lot of this stuff is also trying to like pull you away from that, and so it kind of offers that to you. And if you seek, you will find. I don't doubt that you can manifest something just out of curiosity too.
Right. But what I'm curious about is like, I wonder if the moment you had in 2017 and the fact that everything since then is like, you're saying it got more positive. Like,
well, I went through hell before that.
well, but it
I
was
was
like,
on you talk about frequencies. There is definitely, I think, a hell frequency that people are experiencing alongside of people. And I think I was definitely on that where life is just scare. It's a different place. We're in the same environment, but it's a different world. And there's people living in that right next to you on the train. So it's like
which would lend towards consciousness is that word, that the way the thing I just said, the frequency thing is
right.
Like, yeah.
And so after that, I think whatever that experience was, put me down in that low vibrational state for so long that I had to really kept, I would write down things like, you're a tourist. I would write that to myself in my journal about the experience I was having, because I knew this wasn't where I belonged, but this was an experience I was having, and it was temporary and it was awful.
Okay.
And it made me come out of it with more, that's great. I was in a state of like shame and guilt and fear, especially after my divorce. I had a lot of shame. So I was in that really low vibrational state. And now I try to only go to like a neutral state at the lowest, because I know what's down there, and it's not for me,
Right.
if I can avoid it.
And it's, and what you're doing, it's like, it's your perception. It's living inside of you at the time. Like, and that's what celebrity tapes kind of fits into. They're like, there's no objective reality. Everybody's just seeing reality through that lens of your own consciousness. So that's why if you're feeling a certain way, or you're down this low vibrational state and somebody else is on a different one, that's why there can't be a connection happening, or you're not getting why that whatever it is. That's
you
really
can't be
interesting.
too. Here's the other thing is like you can't be too pure in this world. You know what I mean? Like you got to have a little dirt just to exist here. I think you can't be like some
saint.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny you say that, because just recently we're talking about telepathy tapes. The premise, if you don't know, is about these nonverbal children with autism
kids, right,
who are communicating with each other on this thing called the Hill, which is like this otherworldly, and their mom, mm-hmm, telepathically, but also with each other on this thing called like this plane of existence called the Hill, where consciousnesses from all over meet up, and like they download info and they do this. And one of the reasons, in a little tiny fact, and Saint Germain brought it up recently on the show, they say one of the reasons they're able to do this, that the other that you can't, like say when they're talking to the interview, is because you know how to lie. They're like, we don't have that. We're living it. I think they're living because their physical is so they're pure.
Yeah.
Their physical is so done that they're more comfortable than to live in a higher plane of consciousness.
Yeah,
that's how I don't know that. That's how I see it.
Because I think there's a balance to everything. Like, I worked. Now I do comedy full time, but I worked with the elderly with dementia. And it's interesting because the dementia patients have a lot of their physical strength left, mm-hmm, whereas the people that still have their cognitive, they decline in their physical health.
Sure.
And it's like you can't have everything. You know what I mean? Like, mm-hmm, it's a balance, and I feel like that's sort of that. You get maybe like a blind person can smell really well or hear better,
right? They overcompensate. Everything gets overcompensated. So that's what I mean. So that would explain
spiritually,
the children with autism.
Spiritual gifts are the same, perhaps.
So they're like, I'm out of commission physically for the most part. I need everything done for me. All the concentration goes into the other parts of the brain that can get them to wherever they're going, whatever this Hill place is. You have to listen to it. It's really, really
No,
cool.
It's fascinating. Yeah. I have no doubt that there's telepathy. I feel like that's completely possible. I think everything is possible. I really do kind of live like that. And I think everyone's experience is totally different. So it's like, I don't like to say like that's like your experience couldn't be real.
Right.
I know it can be real to you, and that's enough.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at, because there's all sorts of theories. Like I said, the UFO, they call it NHI, they call it non-human intelligence. Like, what is this? What is this phenomenon that has been either contacting or showing up 17 times for you, or in the public? Like,
and it was after that experience in the driveway. I never saw it before that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder.
So I don't know if it's related or what.
I think it could be. I think maybe you might have gotten yourself to another stage there. I think you got yourself to another understanding of consciousness or something, or even without you realizing it. But one thing I wanted to bring up is, and because you're from Chicago. So
anyway, if you are on YouTube and don't do any of that weird shit. Climbing some spiritual ladder, none of that stuff. Really be mindful about what you're watching and listening to, because I don't know. You don't want to open a door you can't close.
Well, just so you know, a couple months ago, me and Dan on the podcast, we were trying to find, there's a sound that was put out that supposedly was leaked online. So one of the newest whistleblowers in regards to UFOs is this guy who worked for the program that was involved and responsible for retrieving these craft from places.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time these craft were being brought down, the theories they're being brought down psionically, meaning there's a psionic program within the government, and this guy was part of it, this guy Jake Barber, where these psionics were contacting these craft that were sentient, and they were bringing them down, and that's why they were retrieving these craft.
Girl, no, but that's for real. That's scary.
Is it scary?
Because you know why? This is how I think. You can listen to like the frequency of joy or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Well, obviously there has to be the opposite of that.
Yes, they've brought that up too. It's like there's,
and I've said that before. I've been saying that for years. I'm like, as soon as I found out there was a positive, I go, oh fuck. So I could be listening to some negative shit that I don't even know. It's like, So that's what I mean. Just trying to be mindful. And I think even being aware of that and bringing the awareness to it empowers the listener in a way.
The theory of good and evil runs through this a lot too. There's a lot of people who have been privy to some behind the scenes stuff, and they say there's religious elements of this that come into a lot of these military guys are religious, and they think of this, they think of these things, certain ones of these NHI that they're encountering as demons and as evil. But one thing I wanted to bring up, which is one of my favorite cases of all time, and it's not a tic tac, and we're talking about consciousness, but I wanted to get to nuts and bolts UFO, which even that they don't know what it is. But there's a famous Chicago case that I sent you all the stuff for. In 2006, Chicago O'Hare, the airport in Chicago, there was a mass sighting of a UFO. I think it's above gate C-17, if I'm remembering that correctly. C-17? All right. C-17, it was a United flight in Chicago. Multiple, I think, passengers, baggage handlers, air traffic controllers saw a giant disc-shaped object. I would say about, what are they saying about? They said the object was it was silent, 24 feet in diameter and gray in color. 24 feet isn't that big. A lot of times they're described as like 40
wide
feet.
Range from 6 feet to 24 feet is
that's eyewitnesses for you. Yeah. So, according to the witness, the object shot through the clouds at a high velocity, leaving a clear blue hole in the cloud layer. So, multiple people report seeing the same thing. This thing was sitting there for, I think, like 8 to 11 minutes or something like that. And there was multiple reports of people seeing it. 5 minutes was seen by close to dozen United Airlines employees. They were kind of told. The FAA reacted to it, and they said they denied they had any information about the O'Hare incident. And then what did they say later on? The stance includes cause. They said it was a weather phenomenon. They said it was what did they say it was? They said a hole punch cloud. But people saw this thing go through the cloud, and they said it was overcast, and then it was blue on the other side of the sky there. So they kind of shows you. I guess that's a false recall, but
that's not what the video.
They saw it
like.
Make that thing. It wasn't just that thing wasn't just there. So today, randomly, after I decided to do this, there was on Reddit. Reddit, the people just throw up whatever. And this is 2006, and there's a video I sent you. If you could show Kristen, this supposedly is now. Granted, normally you'd be like, yeah, look, this video, it's blurry. But like,
why is it always blurry like this?
Because this is 2006 and people were shooting it on their like flip phones. This is a year before the iPhone. So
that's right.
What you're saying, this is why I believe it more. I'm like, to make this with CGI would be so like nonplussed. I'd be like, this is not. If you're a CGI designer, why would you do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't you want to make like an alien waving to somebody? You know what I'm saying? You want to make, or you want to make it look better than this. So we'll put it on the Burbs Bros Instagram, but you can see. I don't know if they have it going through the clouds. But you've been to O'Hare Airport.
Left there today.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a super busy airport. I think there was multiple employees that were told to not bring this up. I think they were kind of silenced. There was definitely passengers who saw this, and I told you, like what they say, 12 different employees. And
you know what I think this is?
What's that?
I think this type of a sighting is one of those that just preps the culture, preps society for the real truth, because this doesn't even look like advanced technology to me even in 2006. And it's clunky. I think it's either, our government kind of put this out as like a precursor to what is eventually going to be released, or it's some kind of plant. I don't think that this is actually an alien going over the fucking airport for some reason. I think they're more sophisticated than that. It's almost insulting. But I think that it's just to prep, like the movies have been, to prep people for that.
So you think
narrative.
This was us testing out something that's not even close to where they want to get it to?
It's a plant for people to get their head around that, because I think ultimately they're going to use aliens as some sort of corralling the people into situations, some kind of control.
Really? It's funny you said that too, because you know there's a new. Do you know about the news story?
No,
what's going on now?
No.
That there's multiple now. Avi Loeb is a Harvard scientist, and he's in this world, and multiple mainstream news outlets have said there's. You can look it up. It's like T3I or whatever it's called. If you can look it up, it's or TI3. They just put mothership coming to Earth. The theory now is that there's a alien mothership coming to Earth, but there's a guy named Jeremy Corbell who I know who is like a big personality in the UFO world.
This
6
is how
months
the
ago,
New World Order takes control.
Let's play. That's one of the theories.
First of all, if there's aliens, they're in the ocean probably already.
That's another theory.
Or it's not even from another planet, it's something that lives under the water.
I think it might be something that's been here the whole time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
But I don't think any of this shit, I think it's just to fear monger people into, all getting in camps.
Well, what they are saying, there's multiple reasons why they think this thing is not just natural. There's an actual object. They have a photo of it. It looks like lights, obviously. But they said that he gives mathematical reasons for why this thing might be purposely.
I'm not buying that.
But not non-bio. Like there's somebody operating this object. That's another one. That's the Corbell video that was released by the government as well.
Yeah. So
the whole idea is that the way this thing's been traveling, it's been manipulating its path. So it's not being seen, and it's timed out to be behind the sun on like October 29th, and I think that might be because it's going to come to Earth and try to. That's your birthday?
My birthday is the 24th. Maybe they're like.
Maybe they're coming to get you after your birthday.
They're like, you only get 44 years, and then we're coming to get
coming
you
back. Yeah, but yet nobody knows. Corbell came out 6 months ago and said they're going to tell you there's a mothership coming to get to the Earth, and 6 months later, it's all over the news that the mothership coming to Earth.
Because there is part of that. So both things can be true, though. That's not one doesn't mean that the other isn't true. Like that. Okay, so there could still be aliens.
Yes.
And the government obviously knows that, and so they're capitalizing on that by making up this other shit that they're in control of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To use it. It's like both things can be true.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean that one is the other.
I think both things are true. And
I think it's like you can kind of feel which one feels more authentic and which one doesn't. I think the O'Hare video to me feels like not authentic. As like
I think it's actually a real video.
Is real for me.
Yeah.
But it's to each their own. But I just think it doesn't make I don't think that's alien. I think it's too clunky.
Do you see that with the lights over there? That's it right there.
Yeah.
So it's been
that's the
observed.
Anunnaki coming back.
That's that right there. So that's what they're saying, and they have all sorts of mathematical reasons for it. The one of the theories
that it's coming here.
The way that it's traveling.
Oh, that it's a vehicle.
The path that it's taking. There's a 0.01% chance that would happen naturally. The way it's using the currents of space, and it's using some sort of.
Honey, how do we even know that that's really out there? They're the ones telling us it's out there. They could say fucking anything.
The one that's doing it is like a scientist, and he's not attached to the government, and he has no reason to lie to you.
Unless he's getting a lot of money we don't know anything about.
Yes, exactly.
Or he's been brainwashed, or he's been fed the wrong information,
or he likes being famous, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
he's got a book deal.
Exactly. But the one thing I will say that I kind of buy into is that there's another documentary called The Age of Disclosure, where it's like all these heads of these state heads of state and higher ups in the military and politicians coming out to be like, yeah, this is for real, and I was watching a clip. I think it was like Rogan or somebody that was like, he's like, basically the point of the podcast, it seems like they're asking for permission to like let you know about this so you won't get them in trouble for withholding this from Congress for 70 years. So the whole idea that this has been going on since Roswell, say they've been operating above the law.
1947.
Right. They've been operating above the law with this for decades. So when it does say they're like, hey, we can't escape disclosure now because of how much of this stuff is out there, you know, between the congressional hearings and all that.
That's the thing. When they can't gatekeep it, they flood it.
Right, exactly. So I think they're flooding, but I think they're also going like, hey, don't arrest us when it comes out. So I'm like, this could be a perfect reason to be like, hey, this thing's coming for you. So you need us to help you so that you don't get rid of us and don't arrest us and don't, whatever.
Who knows? Everybody's trying to save their own ass. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, okay. What do you think? Let's say that there's aliens. First of all, do you want there to be aliens?
Yeah, yes. I don't think it's aliens. I think it's what you said. I think it's something that lives here already.
Okay.
Okay, but
like another species, though.
Like another species, yeah.
And more
or like
intelligent.
Something that I think Tom DeLonge, the expert Tom DeLonge who's in Blink-182, he called it gods with a small G. I think it's something that's been around for way longer than us that we don't...
Anunnaki.
Yeah, we don't realize what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Like you can't perceive them.
I think they have a different understanding of... I think they operate on a different... Like interdimensional or on a different science. We don't understand our science fully. I think we're locked in by our science. Okay. Yeah. But what are you going to say?
And so, what do you think... Let's say you leave here tonight.
Yeah.
It's confirmed 100% for you.
Okay. Like I see it.
Like they're like, yeah.
Yeah. They come down and yeah.
So then how does that change your life?
It actually is. I think it would fuck me up for a couple of days. Probably.
Really?
I'd probably take a couple of days off spots if I had to guess. But
would it
I think I'd be so.
How would you feel? Sad or happy?
I'd be happy because if they're like, hey, if my theory is correct, what I think is, and like your theory is correct, it means that when you're dead, you're not everything's go beyond. So it's like if that consciousness theory is correct. There's a chance that if you're on the right wavelength, your consciousness could live on, or it's such a nicer, even if it is that you don't know it's happening and it's whatever. But
do you think they're benevolent?
I do, because I think if they weren't, it would have happened. Something would have happened already, and I think that there's multiple theories about them saving us from.
Do you think there's only one type, or do you think there's a good one and a bad one?
I think that there is. I think when people talk about, so there's a theory that I'm starting to buy into. So I think that there's two different things going on here. I think if you have things that are visiting us from somewhere else, it's not the actual things visiting us. It's like their biotech that's visiting us.
Yeah.
So when you talk about these sentient ships, it's like
scouts,
like these scouts, or like these things that can travel from wherever, or we're just out there. And they're programmed to find a place like this and then interact with it or observe and report kind of thing. And if that's possible. And then the other side of it, I think that is... so I think that from what I've heard, I think some of it could be nefarious, but I think most of it's benevolent. And from what you hear about the interdimensional side, where it's like when people go into like DMT or they go whatever it is, it's like you said, I think that the love-based side of the universe, I wouldn't say humanity, because I think humanity is pretty limited. The love-based side of the universe seems to overshadow the darker demonic side of it.
Yeah.
I think the goal, like I said, even with the autistic kids, like the goal is the goodness goal out there. So I think I'd be excited about it. Like I think I'd be hopeful. I'd be hopeful that it wasn't like some sort of like, hey, once the curtain's back, you realize it's this like age-old battle that's going on behind you. That's like, that's biblical, that you're like, oh my God, this is terrifying, where there is a hell, which I don't think that's the case. I think it's more like intention. So when they talk about some of these beings, they say some have ill intention, and a lot of them seem to have fairly good intention, or just or passive attention, like they're watching or they're observing.
Have you opened your third eye at all?
I don't think so. No, I think I'm very closed off to things. I have very tense shoulders. Whenever I get a massage,
Me too.
Whenever I get a massage, they're always like, I went and got a massage once, and I was like, how bad? On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad? They're like 9.5.
Yeah, dude. I bet. Like hard as this table.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not your third eye, though.
No, I know, but I'm just
But
saying.
your
like,
chakras and stuff. Do you do any energy work?
I don't.
Any meditations?
No, but I should start doing that.
Oh my gosh! And you're involved with this.
I know, because I got.
What do you think, they're gonna come knock on your door?
They're gonna skip my house.
What do you think they're gonna do? Sit next to you on the train?
I feel like.
You're not doing anything to meet them, but you're just talking about them. You're talking shit. They can't wait to meet you. Tell you to shut your mouth.
They're gonna send me an email or something.
Yeah, right. But that's how you get there. Is you start doing all that stuff.
Well, right, and because the way that I got into this was the human, I based in fact and science way. So I got.
That's the key, though. But you can't. Like that's not how it's all made up of things that you can't open a door to. Physical. This stuff is not gonna get in. And if you keep eating those candy nerds, you're not gonna get in either.
I've heard that too. Yeah. I thought, hey, those take me in my own special place.
Yeah, they ground you, motherfucker. They keep you down here. You're like, I want to go up, but I'm not doing anything about it.
No, because the reason I got into this topic was, ironically, 2017.
Yeah,
that's when the New York Times came out with their article about the Fravor situation. About about this thing called Arrow that was. It's called ATIP. They had Department of Defense it was budgeted from the Department of Defense, and they were studying UFOs. So I was like, this is the New York Times. I'm like, this seems pretty believable. And the more I got into it, the more I went down that rabbit hole that you talked about.
Well, it's kind of nice to get a take from somebody that's completely not frou-frou. So I get that.
Yeah.
But if you do want, there are things you can do that maybe will expand your.
Like what? Like what's two that you're like, these are the ones the go-tos?
Well, just like, meditation would probably be the first one. And then I would say, I would focus on meditation. And I know that you probably have ADD or something like that. I do. Yeah. Yeah. And so that seems like it's not for you, but it doesn't matter. You could still do it.
How'd you know I have ADD?
Because you're a comedian. I just could tell. I knew something had to be wrong. That was a guess. But I could tell because you would have done meditation already. And I think the people that probably need it the most have ADD, but they feel like they can't do it because of that.
Yeah, I feel like I can't lock down. Meditation.
But it's not that. It's not like, because I couldn't just sit here and fucking do that either. It's just like right before you go to bed.
Yeah. And
just start doing like some like chakra work. You could do that like on YouTube or whatever. All these places have it, where you start doing the chakra work and work it all the way up, and then eventually you'll start seeing shit with your eyes closed.
Really?
Yeah.
Like as you're training yourself.
It's fucking crazy.
It takes a while.
Or it could happen like that too. Some people have that, and I think
when
you've definitely prepped yourself.
How?
You've douched your ass. You just need something to go in. You're ready, honey.
How definitive is is it like kind of like, because there's times where I have my eyes closed going to bed and I'll see images like kind of like form into each other, but they're very faint, and I just figure that's me looking at the back of my eyes before I'm falling asleep.
No. So you'll see just like, I mean, it's different probably for everybody, but I'll see like waves, of like thought waves going. Yeah. And then I'll see it coming in from other places, and then I'll get visuals of like things, and yeah. And
then so you're just
sometimes I'll have negative thing coming, and then I'll have like a little light being pushed it away, things like that.
Oh, really? Yeah, I've never had that.
Yeah. Well, the first time it happened to me, this is crazy. I was meditating. I was in bed, and I liked it because I could lay down. Mm-hmm. That's why I liked doing it at first. Then I was laying down, and I had my eyes closed, and I saw my room completely like my eyes were open, but it was all purple. And then I even went like this, and I saw my hand, and it was all purple.
Your eyes were closed.
And I started to cry because I couldn't believe it. And then I could believe it, but it was just incredible. And I have not had it that vivid, but I have a whole new, a different thing since then.
What's the different thing?
What I just told you.
Oh, okay.
Waves and
images
of things and random things or people showing up, you know.
Do you think it's a good tool, bring it back to comedy? Do you think it's a good tool for comedy?
It has nothing to do with comedy.
No, I know. I'm not saying it does.
I mean, my jokes or anything.
No, I know. But I'm saying to navigate the business, to like push away the negativity of the business. Because that's how I
do think, honestly, yeah, all that spiritual growth has really helped put things in perspective. And I don't have the same, like, competitiveness that I had, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
more
good.
Just really happy to be in my own situation.
Yeah.
In my own life. And there's nobody that I would trade places with.
That's good.
And so I'm grateful for my life as it is right now. And it's been like that for a long time. And I feel like, yeah, that probably has something to do with it.
Yeah. That's good, though. I think I
feel more, it's more of a positive, more empathetic person, more caring and less ruthless. And
like you were saying before about the idea of like pushing away envy and pushing away.
Well, that was, and I mean, honestly, that was so terrifying and not the result that I thought was. I thought I was going to be some kind of enlightened being, not like almost killed feeling.
And do you, to go back to that instance, there was a halting thing where out of nowhere you started feeling this like thing pull on you.
Yes.
And it was a physical thing.
It felt physical, but nothing was there.
Yeah. And then that's when you saw the being out. Well, then when you're out,
like shadow.
Jeez, Louise. Okay, you asked me before, so to end the podcast, I'll ask you. You get out of here. You go to your hotel. They meet you there, and they go, "Yeah, what you thought was right. This is completely 100% real." And I think it's gonna be, you kind of create your own universe and your own path. Would you be excited or would you be scared?
I feel exactly the same as I do right now.
Why? Because you think for sure that
because I know what I'm doing and doesn't involve that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
I've got my beliefs and my focus and my path, and that's great. But it doesn't change what I'm doing here.
And also, so you're just saying, I feel like I didn't realize what your kind of your mind, like your wavelength was.
Yeah.
So it's not like I think you're just living in a world where you believe that is a thing and you're just doing your own path while that's going on.
Yeah, could or could not be, but it doesn't matter to me.
Right. And then to get that out of the way is probably pretty freeing because you can be like, no, I can worry about this stuff because I know that's probably true.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I don't worry about it. Even while we're in here, there's a mothership over this building. Right? And we don't know because we're just doing this and they're shitting themselves so they can't tell us.
Yeah.
If that wouldn't even, I would still go do my spots tonight. I'm telling you. That's how little I give a fuck. I would be like, I'm going to my spots. And that would be it.
Oh, I would see. That's so funny because I would be like, so excited and just I wouldn't be able to like concentrate on anything else.
No.
I would be like, this is amazing because it would just be confirmation. It'd be so fantastic. Well, you're more I told you you're on a different wavelength than me.
You'll get there. You got to put the nerds down.
I'm on like the 1960s businessman wavelength.
Yeah.
I'm on like
madman shit.
I'm still boozing it up. I got booze clouding my
yeah, probably. Your third eye's like, we're trying to, but it just keeps closing.
Imagine if all this just turned out to be, you're like, I started going to AA. That's what it is. Alien.
Yeah, alien.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. It was really great conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Do me a favor and tell the people out there. This will come out Wednesday, right? And then we do the clip on Thursday. Wednesday it comes out.
Oh, nice.
So I said Thursday before I misspoke. It's called Shriller.
Yes. Shriller.
It's on Comedy Dynamics, but you can get it when wherever you download stuff. So it's like
Apple TV, Prime, all that stuff, and then the audio will be on everything: Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music on Friday.
Awesome. And you are on Instagram. It's your name, right?
Yeah, at Kristen Toomey on Instagram. And thank you so much.
Thank you. This is a really fun conversation.
Oh,
and guys, thank you so much for listening. Remember to sign up to the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Burbs Bros. Thank you to Ian and Tomas. Guys, also follow us at Burbs Bros on Instagram. Thank you to Dan St. Germain for being a loving friend, but he's not here, and we hope he's doing fantastic. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.